And so you put that on a short track, it just makes passing really, really, really difficult. So that is the single biggest, challenge when you come to Martinsville nowadays.
The Motor Racing Network will return on Sunday, March 30th. That's this Sunday with coverage of the Cookout 400 from Martinsville Speedway at 2 p.m. on our sister station, the Beaver 95.7 FM and 1460 WMBA. Taking a look at the world of high school sports in varsity baseball yesterday. It was in non-conference action. Northgate over Hill Academy 14-3. Quaker Valley over Freedom 14-7. Olsh over Steel Valley, 14-4. Looking at boys varsity baseball that's going to be occurring today in non-conference action. It will be Aliquippa at Stowe Rocks, Alderdice at Olsh. Beaver Falls will travel to New Brighton. Central Valley will take on the Shannock. Keystone Oaks will take on Quaker Valley. Mount Lebanon will be at Seneca Valley. West Allegheny will be at Riverside. And Western Beaver will take on Swickley Academy. Looking at girls varsity softball, scores from yesterday. Blackhawk and Beaver Falls was postponed. Burgettstown beat Cornell 19-3. Rochester beat Freedom 26-15. Moon in Peters Township was postponed. Northgate beat New Brighton 11-7. Shenango and Newcastle was postponed in a very good game yesterday. Central Valley beat Southside 5-4, and Thomas Jefferson beat Montour 9-6. Games in high school girls softball today. In Section 3 of Class 4A, Ambridge will be taking on North Catholic. And in non-conference action at the Cal Ripken Experience in Myrtle Beach, Avonworth will take on St. Joe's Academy, Ohio. Non-conference action will feature Beaver at Laurel, Carleton at Cornell, Elwood City at Union, Hopewell at Deer Lakes. Mohawk will take on Wilmington. Swickley Academy will be at Sarah Catholic. Stowe Rocks at Quaker Valley, and Western Beaver will travel to Montour. That is a look at sports. It is 8:38, right on the nose here in Beaver County. And now joining me in studio this morning is Katie Schneider and Jill Miller from St. Barnabas, Beaver Meadows. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you guys today?
Good. Cold.
Cold. It is a little nippy out there this morning.
It is.
When I got up, I thought it was going to be warm. Like I'm looking, it's going to be warm later. So I figured it'd be a little bit warmer this morning. I got up this morning. It was 21 degrees at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, that's too cold.
Yeah.
So I've had enough of this. Bring on summer.
Me too.
So, all right. First off, Katie, we'll talk to you a little bit. Tell us a little bit about St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows.
So we are a living assistance facility, and we have people that are still able to drive, and we also have residents that are on hospice and everything in between. So we offer, housekeeping, recreation, dietary services, maintenance, all of that good stuff, in a safe, secure location where our people can do as much as they can for themselves.
Yeah, you even have residents that like to hop on the bus and go to New York.
We do.
So what's one of the advantages of St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows compared to maybe other facilities?
We're a one-stop shop. So we have a dental facility right next door as well. Mm-hmm. So we're able to do everything for our residents right in-house.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
What about the food? The food's always good.
I mean, you eat the food all the time, Frank.
I do for lunch almost every day. Almost every day, and it is very good. So, all right. So, Joe, you guys got an open house coming up?
We do.
April the 1st?
We do, April 1st.
All right. Can you do me a favor and pull that microphone a little closer to you so then that way everybody can hear you?
Sure. It's April 1st from 2 to 4. We were purchased by St. Barnabas 10 years ago. Beaver Meadows had been in existence, but 10 years ago they took over, renovated it beautifully. So we have a beautiful facility, and we want to open our doors and show the community how nice it is.
So what are some of the activities you have planned besides, we're going to be there. We're bringing lottery tickets with us.
So you'll be live in one of our main dining rooms. Gene Testa, who is a local performer, will be in our recreation room performing for the residents and families. We have home care and hospice coming in if anybody would have questions about them. So we just want to open our doors, give people tours, give people the opportunity to see, what we have in our building and how wonderful the lives we have for our residents.
So what are some of the amenities, shall we say? I know Katie talked briefly a little bit about basically a one-stop shop. What are some of the amenities that St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows has that is advantageous to some of the people that want to be residents?
Well, like she said, we can take care of all their needs. So from, meal management, medication management, we have a physician that comes in, a foot doctor, an eye doctor, a dentist, home, lab work, x-rays. We have, home care through our health system, and we have hospice for end-of-life care through St. Barnabas Health System as well. So we can manage, like Katie said, A to Z, so that their needs are fully met. So they can come in. We have a gentleman that still drives because his wife is there and he wants to be present with her, yet we have people that are there for end-of-life on hospice. So we have supervision through end-of-life care for all of their A to Z needs, which is wonderful.
So on the day of the open house, so we're going to have music, entertainment, light refreshments for everybody, I'm sure.
Sure.
And then we're also going to are you going to be giving tours to everybody throughout the facility so you can see what's going on at St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows?
We will. I'll be there. All of us are kind of ready, and, that anybody can give a tour at any time. So if anybody ever wanted to come to see our facility, it doesn't have to be Tuesday, but we want to, invite people in just to see, what we have, what we can offer, and the love that we give to our residents.
So what are some of the things, Katie, that like St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows does? You as the, what's your official title? Head Administrator. Okay, as the administrator, that you think sets St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows apart from everybody? Besides that, I mean, what are some of the programs you have? Because as somebody's getting older, sometimes when they're living in a facility, they feel like they're shut in, but yet what do you do to keep them busy? What are some of the programs Beaver Meadows has?
So we have a great memory care program. So our residents that are living with dementia, there's a specialized program for them, which is run by Megan Elsman. She's our memory care specialist. And she has a specialized program that is set for each person's individual needs. So it's a very individualized program. We also have a great recreation program to help keep them busy during the day. Now that the weather is getting better, we're hoping to be able to start going out again and do, shopping trips and, go out for ice cream, things like that. So the residents are always able to keep busy, and some residents choose to be involved in everything, and other residents choose to stay in their room and watch TV, and they're perfectly happy doing that as well.
That sounds like up my alley. So you mentioned dementia. That's a big thing nowadays.
Yes.
Dementia and Alzheimer's. What are some of the things that set St. Barnabas apart from maybe somebody else with caring for dementia and Alzheimer's people?
Sure. We use the habilitation approach, so we meet the resident where they are. So we're not going to argue with them that it's not 1942. We're just going to, gently step into their reality. We're not going to try to reorient them to be, you're wrong. It's 2025. What are you talking about? That's not going to work. So all of our staff is trained on how to handle those situations and work with those residents to help alleviate that anxiety and that stress for them.
Do you know what I'm going to do since I'm a lot older than you guys are? I'm a lot older than you guys.
No, you're not.
I'm telling you, I am.
Okay.
But when I retire, when I have to have that type of care, I'm going to come over there and live. And even if I don't have Alzheimer's, I'm going to try and convince you that it is 100 years from now in the future. Walk around with my space outfit on all the time.
Can't wait for that, Frank.
Something to look forward to, I'm telling you. So, all right, we're going to take a short break. I'm going to throw some headphones on you guys because we have a caller I think has a question for you. So,
okay, great.
All right, we'll take a short break. We'll be back with more right after this on Driving in the Fast Lane.
Join Beaver County Radio for a live remote at the award-winning Beaver Meadows Living Assistance Tuesday, April 1st from 2 to 4 p.m., 5130 Tuscarawas Road. Come celebrate the 10th anniversary. The prize wheel will be on location, and you'll have the chance to win PA lottery tickets. There will be refreshments, and Gene Testa will be performing live. Come take a tour of the beautiful Beaver Meadows and meet the staff, home care, and hospice members. To RSVP, email Jill Miller at jemiller@stbarnabashealthsystem.com. We'll see you at Beaver Meadows Tuesday, April 1st from 2 to 4 p.m.
It's time to wake up. Do you have a lot on your mind? So does Eddie Crow. Tune into Beaver County Radio every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to noon for Something to Crow About with Eddie Crow. Eddie has a very unique outlook on things happening in our world today, and he will share that outlook with listeners. We'll also have monthly guests, as well as ones that are making the news locally, regionally, and nationally. So set your clock to tune in to Something to Crow About with Eddie Crow. Weekdays on 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
Excitement is surrounding the Pittsburgh Pirates after Paul Skeen's rookie season last year.
Paul Skeens is for real. What a 2 on his final pitch of the day. 8 strikeouts for Skeens.
Adding Kutch.
The pitch. High fly ball to center field. It's hit pretty well toward the wall. Go! Oh my God! Oh my God! Andrew McCutcheon has won it. They're going crazy. The Pirates have won this game, and an incredible game. You can raise the Jolly Roger and call it maybe the best all time in Pittsburgh. What a game!
And you won't want to be anywhere else besides listening to Pirates Baseball on 99.3 FM and 1230 WBVP. The Young Bucks are poised and ready to make a run at greatness, and Beaver County Radio is your place to tune in and listen all season long. Pirates Baseball on Beaver County Radio is being presented locally by the St. Barnabas Health System, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, Falcones Moon Township Ford, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, Patriot Home Care, and Beaver County Radio.
Beaver County Radio, coming to you live from the all-new St. Barnabas Broadcasting Studios in Brighton Township.
If you own a company or a small business, you might have considered advertising on radio. It's smart because radio is still the most far-reaching media outlet today. WBVP and WMBA can get you results. Get more information at beavercountyradio.com.
All right, it is 8:47 in Beaver County. We are currently sitting at the freezing mark, 32 degrees. And we're visiting this morning with Katie Schneider and Jill Miller. They are from St. Barnabas Beaver Meadows. We're talking about their open house that is coming up on April the 1st, and what a great facility that they have there, and they want to highlight that as well. First off, you guys are, and either Katie or Jill, you can answer, you are requesting you just want to know possibly for refreshments what to have, but you are requesting of people call ahead and let you know they plan on coming?
That would be great. They could just call into our main number, which is 724-495-1600. And Darlene, who answers our phone, would just jot their name down and how many, just so we can plan ahead.
Okay. And if people like me crash the party that day, that's fine too.
More than welcome.
We're planning for it.
All right. So we were talking a little bit about St. Barnabas and the memory care. I made a little joke about it, but in all seriousness, great memory care department. And you guys also have, Katie, periodically have a group that gets together that meets as well about dementia and Alzheimer's, right?
Yes, so that's the first Wednesday of every month from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock.
Okay.
And we welcome anybody that, is just not sure how to handle their loved one with dementia, or, they just need that support. It's an amazing resource for people that I wish more people would take advantage of.
Okay.
And that's not just for our residents, that's for the community as a whole.
Now, do they need to register, or can they just come that day?
They can just come in.
Okay. And what's the date again? When is it?
It's the first Wednesday of the month.
First Wednesday of every month.
1 o'clock.
All right. And it's a great program as well. So what are some of the things that you said you get on the wavelength of that person and try not to convince them that, if they tell you it's 1942, then we're going to be in 1942. So what are some of the aspects that sets St. Barnabas apart when it comes to memory care? Is that part of it?
Absolutely. So I can remember there was a gentleman that he had dementia. His wife had passed away, and he would always be looking for her. He would always be just walking up and down the halls and just go, have you seen my wife? And it's just so heartbreaking because you can't, if you tell him that she's gone, he's going to relive that every time. So
Correct.
You don't want to say that she's gone, but you don't necessarily want to completely lie and say, oh, she'll be right back.
Okay.
So I would ask him, where do you think she would be? Oh, maybe, could she be at the store? Is she making you dinner? What's your favorite dinner that she makes? And you kind of steer them away so that you're not trying to avoid it, but you try to distract them enough that you're getting them on a different path. And then you keep walking with them and just try to, again, you're not going to reorient, but you're going to try to redirect and get them involved in something else.
What about security? Because that's a big thing. A lot of times people with Alzheimer's, they have problems with their loved ones wandering off and things like that. And a lot of times that's why they need to eventually put them in a facility so that they are safe. So tell us a little bit about the security of St. Barnabas.
Sure. We do utilize a Wonder Guard system, so the residents wear a bracelet. Jill loves to tell them that it's like their Apple Watch that everybody else wears. But that alarms at the doors and lets us know that that resident is, either lingering around the doors and maybe is trying to get out, or if that door has opened, it actually sounds an alarm that, all of the staff then react to, so we can get to that resident and keep them safe.
Well, at least you don't tell them it's like an ankle bracelet.
It's a watch. That might work for you, though. No, I'm kidding.
That's like your ankle bracelet, when you and your buddies at one time back in 1942, and then But anyways,
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about some of the other amenities that St. Barnabas has. A beautiful outdoor facility. When you get to this time of year, nice place to be outside for loved ones to come visit with their families.
Mm-hmm. There is. There's a beautiful. Katie makes fun. I call it a rose garden, and there's no roses in it. But it's a beautiful outside area with a pond in the middle with koi in it. There's a walkway all the way around with benches strategically placed so if they get tired, they can sit. But the other blessing, and even for inside and outside, is there's security cameras outside and inside of our building. So anybody who's at our front reception desk or even our security team in the command post can see, heaven forbid something happens. So there's safety everywhere.
And I assure you, we have to give our life story when we walk in the building every time. That's why we send Gary over to get lunch.
Well, we want to keep our residents safe.
Absolutely.
That's the number one goal.
Absolutely. So in Beaver Meadows, you guys are located right on Tuscarawas Road. Mm-hmm. Beautiful setting right where you're at. And that's one thing that's nice is it's a picturesque setting. As well, because when you invite us over for when you're having an outdoor picnic or something, it's so nice to sit outside in that area. It's like, man, I wish my back porch looked like this, and just kind of hang out and enjoy life. So it's a great place.
Most people, that's what they enjoy doing is sitting on their back porch, looking at nature, being outside. I know that's what I would love to do. So we just want to make sure that they can fulfill those needs while they're there.
That's awesome. So what are some of the things you do to make sure that because that's one of the main things. You want to make sure that everybody, as they're aging, is living a normal life. So what are some of the things that St. Barnabas does that sets everybody apart from other facilities that help people manage a normal life?
Sure. So Chef Jim, he invites residents to submit their own recipes, their home cooked recipes that, they haven't had in a while. So he's always taking suggestions and using, resident recipes. I remember the most notable one for me was a hot dog casserole. One of the residents, one of her things that she, made was hot dog casserole. So he put it on the menu, and it was this resident's name's hot dog casserole. So we're always looking for residents to share those types of things with us. And, Jim would love to put that on the menu for them and, make it special.
I got one for him.
Uh-oh.
Dirty Mexican. And it's not what it sounds like.
What is it?
It's a dish I came up with. It's Tostito scoops.
Okay.
And you just make nachos out of them for the most part. And I just always call it a dirty Mexican. You put whatever you want on it. And, because it's Mexican food and your hands get dirty. So that's why I call it dirty Mexican. My wife tells me I'm not allowed to use it because it sounds racial.
We might have to rename that one, Frank.
Politically correct. Everything got to be politically correct. All right.
I think the other nice thing is recreation works with the residents as to what did they like to do? What did they do in the past? Of course, church is always important, rosary groups. Megan, our memory care specialist, is also a music therapist. So music is a huge part of the residents' day, too. The old school songs, the old school hymns, sing-alongs, things like that. And then they're crafty. I mean, Sharon and Kathy work well to come up with some really exciting crafty ideas so that the residents can use those skills as well.
What about bingo? Everybody loves bingo.
Every day.
Everyone loves bingo.
What's wrong
After
with bingo?
lunch.
What do you win? Do you win candy or?
Candy. Chocolate.
Oh, man.
And I remember when I first started at Beaver Meadows 16 years ago as the activities director. And one of the things that when I first started, I said, you know what? They play bingo every day. I said, we're going to find different things for them to do. And the residents revolted. They were very upset.
Absolutely.
Because that's what they wanted. And here I am. I'm, young and ambitious, and I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to make these changes to make their life great. What makes their life great is them getting to do what they want to do, not what we think they should do. So we're always trying to get ideas from them, what they want to do. For a while, some of the ladies wanted to learn how to crochet. So we figured out, who could teach them how to crochet. Or
Eddie's mom.
Exactly. But so we really do take, what the residents want to do in consideration, because if it were up to me, we'd be trying new things all the time. And, the residents really enjoy also having a schedule, being able to know that, okay, I know I have something to do. They have something to look forward to, a reason to leave their room, to go hang out with their friends. And it's awesome to see all the friendships that develop there as well.
Now, is that something that helps in memory care too, making sure they're on a schedule?
Very much.
Does it? Okay.
Because you can notice that about residents with dementia as well. If you have someone that worked night turn, they tend to revert back to that. They will
Sweet.
tend to be up all night wanting to tinker and do whatever it is that, you know,
what's
they
funny?
used to do.
When I'm a resident, I have her phone number, and I worked night turn for 30 years. You know who I'm going to be calling all night long.
Right.
Katie, what you doing?
What are we doing now? What are we...
My diaper's dirty. Want to come? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, all right. So you guys have an open house coming up. Recap a little bit for us about the open house on April 1st. We'll be broadcasting from 2 to 4 that day live at the open house as well. So tell us either or.
So we have our open house, is our 10-year anniversary open house. It'll be April 1st from 2 to 4. Like you said, you're going to be broadcasting live. Gene Testa will be performing at 2 o'clock. All of us will be on hand to give tours. We're going to have snacks and refreshments. So we just want to open our doors, invite the community in to see our facility and see, you know, what we do for the lives of our residents every day.
So if somebody would like to get a hold of St. Barnabas and get more information, how can they do that?
My name's Jill Miller, and all they do is call our main number at 724-495-1600, and I'd love to sit down with them. The easiest thing to do is call me and come into the building, talk, you know, sit down face to face. I show them around. They get to see the day of our lives of our residents. Sometimes that's a lot easier than talking over the phone and saying, well, this is what we do.
Right.
You know, all of us are visual people in this life, and just to come in and see and sit down face to face works much, much better.
I got a good idea.
Uh-oh.
We're going to play bingo that day?
No.
You should have Eddie Crow do a bingo game.
A special
my-
special guest host.
Right. Wouldn't that be the greatest?
But I have to say,
It would be classic. You would have to have him over there every day for bingo at that point.
we'd have to teach them how to do it.
Right.
Because when we have somebody who doesn't do it all the time,
Right.
that person either calls too fast, calls too quietly, calls too slowly.
Absolutely.
There's
I had
a
to fill
rhythm
in
to
once,
it.
and I got yelled at.
Oh,
I was
I'm
too
sure.
fast,
Yeah.
There's a
I'm
system.
sure. I'm sure there is. So.
And there's a specific way you announce the numbers, and that's the way it is.
So they'd like, you don't have to, but they would like if you do plan on coming to please call ahead and let them know that you're coming so that they can make sure that they have enough snacks for everybody. But other than that, you can just show up that day. What's the address of Beaver Meadows?
It's 5130 Tuscaroras Road, which is kind of catty corner across the street from the Shop and Save Plaza.
And on the grounds of the former, see, this is for the old school
Tusca
people.
Plaza, or the
Tusca
Drive-In.
That's right, for the old school people. Tusca Drive-In. That's all you got to know. That's where I used to go as a kid with my brother for the weekend yard sales they used to have. They used to have the big flea market every weekend on Saturdays. So, but anyways, all right. So open house April 1st. Katie and Jill, thank you for coming in and talking this morning. And so make plans to be there. We'll be there, and we're going to bring a bunch of lottery tickets with us too, and have the prize wheel. So that's reason enough to come, because I think Eddie gives them away in like $50 increments.
Of course he does.
Well, we had a lady yesterday let us know. Well, one guy, Howie, that always calls, he won $230 or $300 and some dollars. I think it was $317 or something like that. And then another lady called yesterday. She won 82 off her 50. But hey, $82 for nothing.
More money in my pocket than there was before.
I'll take it.
Definitely.
All right, ladies. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, coming up next is Eddie Crow. It is Something to Crow About here on Beaver County Radio. I am Frank Sparks. I will talk to you again tomorrow morning, bright and early. Steve Higgins is my guest tomorrow from the Larry Bruno Foundation. His guest in tow is my former assistant coach at basketball, none other than Gabe Jackson. So looking forward to it.
Just in time for Lent, it's everyone's favorite, McDonald's famous Filet-O-Fish. Get 2 Filet-O-Fish and basket of fries now for only $9.99. Don't forget to add a Shamrock Shake or Oreo Shamrock McFlurry. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Looking for home services? Call Patriot Home Care in Beaver Falls. Their staff provides company, conversation, and companionship to all patients, ensuring medications are taken on time, participating in fun community activities, personal care, meal prep, and light household work are all services provided by Patriot Home Care, all thanks to the hardworking and selfless team members. Call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or stop in